Hello and welcome back to my tutorial slash playthrough of the new Expedition for No Man's Sky Expedition 19 Corvette, and we have done all of phase 1, 2, 3 and 4. We are now on phase 5 and we've actually got 2 of these done already in previous episodes, which were relatively easy. We got Dwarf and we got Aperture. So we are now in the 5th system. To get we need to upload our iteration again, so imprint iteration signature. There we go, we've got resist 5, and if we collect the rewards we'll get the modules pack, the Corvette reactor modules pack, and we've got the Seto class reactor, which actually gives you shield boosts, and the Medusa class reactor, which I believe gives you maneuverability and boosts. We need to fit 3, we've already got 1, so let's go and fit those onto our Corvette. And there you go, I have now got the expedition reward for advanced heart. Nice and easy there, just putting on the reactors. One thing to note that I did, if we go back into my Corvette workshop here, just one thing that I want to mention, I did take off the rocket launcher. When I took it off, it wouldn't accept that I've completed the milestone here. Maybe I have to keep this on, because I put it back on and the milestone completed. I already had all of the reactors on, so just something to keep in mind there. Let's get our expedition reward. It is a anomaly detector, which we got from the asteroid belt. But if you get it from this one, there is a milestone where you need to find a anomaly, which is actually dwarfed here. So the anomaly detector can be found to do this milestone. We did it because we got an anomaly detector from a bunch of asteroids. So when you mine the 40 asteroids, it is possible that you'll get anomaly detector and you'll be able to find it then. So just, you know, again, another little thing to remember there, just in case you don't get it early, you always get the reward here. We've got 2 milestones left to complete as part of phase 5. We've got Space Wreck here, which is completely explore a derelict freighter. We have an emergency scanner to be able to do that. We do need to shut down a planet's sentinel forces here. And we need to do that by either destroying all of the sentinels on a planet. So you go through each wave. So 1-star wave, 2-star, 3-star, all the way to 5. Then once you destroy the 5th wave, all the sentinels will then disable on that planet. Another way to do it is to find a sentinel pillar on a planet. And that way you'll be able to shut down the forces from the terminal at that pillar. Now, if I am correct, there should be a bunch of bases in and around this system that will possibly have a link to a sentinel pillar. So we will enable our multiplayer here, and look, there's already bases coming up. So end of the line research station, sentinel pillar, shut them down. Right, there you go. So we go to this sentinel pillar, nice and easy. I've just come out the space station. It's the planet right in front of you. Now, when you put on your network, if it's already off, or if you've already got your network on, it won't always show all of the bases. There's about 100 and something odd bases on this planet, I believe. 62, so 63 bases roughly on this planet. So we've found a sentinel pillar base next to a sentinel pillar. That's what they look like. What I'm going to do now is actually turn off my network again. And that will stop all of the players being available, but the base is still there. Let's get out of our cockpit and head down to this sentinel pillar. No, we don't want to operate hatch, thank you. Can we go away? Get away from me. Beam down to planet. And here we are. We are at the sentinel pillar. So let's have a look. Can we shut down these forces? It looks like the sentinels are here, so we will need to shut it down. And what we're looking for is the terminal. It looks like they've put the terminal in the base. So we'll head inside the base. And there it is. Yeah, they have built the base around it. That's great. Whoever did this, fantastic. Where is the base computer? Who built this base? It's unbelievable. Right, access the sentinel pillar. Expose boundary node here. And we can just shut down the sentinel forces. Shutdown required and imminent. There you go. We've disabled the forces. And we should get 1-0. And it is literally, it can be that easy. There's also nip buds here, which we can collect. Look at that. There's all sorts going on in this base. It's a very nice base. And when we head outside, we can see where the Sentinel forces have left their combat supplies, and we can also grab all of that as well if you really want to. You can shoot these, and you can get stuff from them as well. I think it's Pugnum. Is it Pugnum? Yeah, we get Pugnum. So let's grab our expedition reward here. Wheel of Herc firework. If you want to let off some fireworks, that's the way you can do it. Calf, look at that. Where is... It's also allowed you to access the storage containers if you want to put stuff in here, or if people do, they can put stuff in there for other players. I mean, this will give you carbon. This is a great little base. Wish I could find the base computer. Thank you very much for making it, whoever did. That is an easy way to get 1-0. Now we need to completely explore a derelict freighter. So to completely explore a derelict freighter, we first need to find one. So let's pulse. Go into our starship inventory and tune the signal of the emergency scanner, and it will locate us a derelict freighter. Let's see what we find. And there you go, signal detected, and there is the freighter. And there is some Corvette landing area, which is nice. We can just land straight there. I suppose we could spacewalk to it as well if we really wanted to, but let's beam down. Now let's just have a look at what we've got on us here. Do I have enough weaponry power? So I want to make sure I have ammunition. Do have this Sentinel... Oh look! Sentinel pillar boundary map. That's what we would have looked for if we were struggling to find a Sentinel pillar. This finds you a Sentinel pillar. I did look at the cartographer in the space station, and I couldn't see a Sentinel boundary map there. We have one here. Maybe you can find these by looking at navigational data. There's like pillars on planets with little red squares that are sort of floating above a little pillar. And if you collect those navigational data, sometimes you'll get other maps, and sometimes you'll get a Sentinel boundary map. But the easiest way is just to look for that base on that planet. Definitely the easiest way to go. What I'm going to do is make sure that I have enough space here. So let's get back into my Corvette for a second. I've moved as much as I can across to the starship, so this is completely full. I have some projectile ammunition. I have 3,237 bullets. That should be enough, but I did want to make more, but I don't actually have any ferrite dust. So make sure that you have a lot of cargo space and a lot of projectile ammunition. We don't really know what we're going to find in there. There could be some different circumstances. So let's beam back down and head in there. It's also going to be cold in here, so we do have some oxygen, but not loads of it. So we are going to have to make sure we are able... We have 104 sodium for our hazard protection. We do have a coolant, and that's what I want the oxygen for, to recharge this. And then the hazard, the sodium can do the hazard protection. There are going to be heaters in here to make sure that we don't freeze to death through the cold. There's also sodium capsules, which is nice. Now that is to get us back out, so we don't need to worry about that one right now. We do need to go through each floor, so we need to unlock the terminal. There's a severe incident and it's on total lockdown. We need the 2 logs. And we need to have a look inside this freighter. Restart the gravity is a good idea. Restart hazard control. It failed. Freezing temperatures. Now we've got 2 options here. Collect emergency supplies, unseal door. Let's collect the emergency supplies. And then we can unseal the door. There you go. Turn on this heater because it's cold. We've got some ammunition, so we've got some more of that as well. And we also got an ion battery, so in we go. So there's 10 zones in here. It tells you in the bottom right hand corner. Use the visor to navigate through, so we'll pick up some sort of heating unit. And we'll pick up some doorways, and there should be some storage facilities here as well. Some activated copper. Yeah, there you go. These storage facilities. If we scan, our scanner's recharging, it will pick these up. So if we want to search all of them, we'll get some nice goodies out of them. Units there. It's very eerie in these places. I do like these derelict freighters. Don't rush them. No need to rush. Plenty of time. I kind of go systematically room to room. Look, if you scan, you'll see that these storage boxes do come up. There's quite a lot in this zone. Some rooms are bigger than others. Sometimes there's creepy crawlies, enemies to kill. And this is why I moved my storage out, because there's so much stuff to collect. That is a gas bottle, and if you shoot at it, unstable container, it will blow up. A good way of killing enemies, if there are any. There's actually a log there we need to look at. So these logs will give you basically what happened in the derelict freighter. We need to collect them as part of looking into the situation, or sort of exploring this freighter. Can move a little bit quicker than this if you want to run around, if there's no enemies as such. Personal data log. Something in the brig, torture. Okay, that's not good, is it? There's another doorway there. That's the doorway we came through. No, it isn't. There is another doorway there as well. And it will say data previously recorded if you find data logs that you've already done. So there's two doors here. One of them is going to be a little room, I reckon, like a room with nowhere to go, and one will be another open room, and this is the one that has nowhere to go. So make sure you do check behind every door, because if you miss one, you'll have to go back and try to find it. And sometimes there are little rooms like this off of other rooms, and then this one will be the next big room. Make sure there's no enemies. Sometimes there's even security cannons or orbs floating around that you have to deal with. So far so good in this one. More projectile ammunition. It is giving me ammunition, which maybe tells me that there could be something in here we're going to have to fight. Let's recharge. We actually use an ion battery, that's fine. Don't see any log in here or anything. So we'll carry on. Nice small room there. Getting some C-class modules. Oh look. There's a horrible thing. And there's one there as well. When you're in a room like this, and if you're using like a plasma launcher or a geology cannon, be careful, because you can really blow yourself up in these small areas. You can get rid of these nice and easy. One shot. There's also a teleporter here. This will take us back to the beginning. We can actually just use it to figure it out. We're in the emergency airlock. Now that we've turned it on, we can go back and forth. So let's talk to the records terminal. We're going to need to do this to complete the milestone. Access crew manifest. That's what we want. And then it'll give you information about what happened if you want to know what happened. Update the bioscan. No biological trace detected. Looks like everybody's gone. And there we go. We have this rare item. We have the crew manifest. Right. There's still tons of stuff to search in here. So I have been running around collecting all the items, but we do have another log. So make sure you collect all the logs. And we got the security credentials out of that, which we needed, or we need anyway, to be able to actually access the main terminal, which we'll come on to. That's normally the last room. if I remember rightly. I haven't done one of these for quite some time. Right, I have run out of room now. I'm full. So that's one thing to remember. Let's get rid of that living slime. Don't really want to put that into nanites. Can't be asked with that. Anything else? I can get rid of this runaway mole. Don't really want that either. We don't need this anomaly detector either because we've already done that. Viking daggers are alright for sale. The fireworks here, not really interested in those. Might get rid of those in a bit. These larval cores can go into nanites. Just refine them straight, which is quite nice. But let's continue now trying to get some more stuff. So when we scan here, we can see that all of the signs for the cargo pod kind of come up. And when you open them, they go away. So you know which ones you've got and which ones you haven't. All the boxes are done. There is actually 2 doors here. There's one there and there is one over there. So we're going to have... That's the way we came in. So... And it's also showing the records terminal there, which we've been at. So what we're going to do is check what this one is. This one going to be a small room or a larger room? Okay, it looks like it's a larger room. So let's go over to the other door. And see if that is a smaller one. Let's have a quick look. We're going to go this way. Not too sure if this can be considered smaller or not. Okay, we've run out of room again. Yeah, this is a smaller room, so there you go. In terms of room, because I could fit you actually, couldn't I? Put you back into there and keep going. That's 6 out of 10 done. So we are flying through this quite nicely. Okay, we're heading downstairs now. Can just drop down there if you like. But, you know, we'll use the ladder because we're not peasants. Goodbye. Okay, we've got another roughly big room, but should be able to get through it again. This is not the hardest derelict freighter I've ever been in, so if you are in Resist 5 solar system, then yeah, you should be okay doing this for your first time for sure. So far, anyway. Let's see what happens, but so far so good. Okay, we've got another teleporter which we can activate, and we've got the secure mainframe here. Now, if we actually access is denied because we do not have the captain's log. So let's put the captain down as deceased. Captain's log is captain's fate is distinguished, and then we can use one of these, you see. So this is why we need to get the logs and stuff. We can use this one to get in here. Get the credentials as accepted, read the captain's log. So we can now read what happened to this freighter and all the people aboard. And then we've got the captain's log, which is something we needed. And we need the engineering unit salvaged, which we haven't done yet. And we are only on 7 of 10. And there are 2 doors again. All right, so let's have a look at this one. This one looks like it's possibly the way in. Let's have a look at this door. What is behind door number 2? Yeah, small one. And look, 9 out of 10 now. So our storage is full again. Getting a lot of C-class upgrades, which I'm just going to sell for nanites. If I was playing this as my save, which I'm not going to, following on completing the expedition, that's what I would probably do. Okay, last one. Here we go. Good. Now, we've got mapped. The zone's mapped 10 out of 10. And what we can do is reactivate this teleport, because that will take us back to where we want to be. And then we can operate the engineering control. And we can fabricate items, or we can extract nanites. So nanites is simple. We know what that is. So let's fabricate items. And we can either get a technology upgrade, a freighter bulkhead, or Corvette modules now. That is a new one, of course. This is the Corvette expedition, so why would you expect anything different? Corvette modules would be great. Freighter bulkhead will give you a cargo bulkhead, so you can upgrade either the tech or the storage in your freighter. And a fabricator technology upgrade will be a technology you can put into your freighter. I'm going to go with the Corvette modules. 2 storage spaces got. Let's fabricate these modules. And what did we get? Twin turbojets. And we got the Milestone shipwrecked. So if you're struggling with the freighter, make sure that you look at every room, you get the manifests you need, you go to every terminal. And if I was you, I would look for, I would open every single storage crate I could. So there you go, there is shipwrecked. Very nice. We get free repair kits and personal force field plans, which is good. And now we can use this to get ourselves back to the temporary airlock, back to our Corvette. And here we are, teleported aboard our Corvette. We can now claim phase 5 reward, which is title Shipwright, Corvette decal plans, Corvette banner customization. Very nice. And now to finish this whole expedition, we can claim the main reward here, which is the Mecha Mouse Companion Egg. But there are just 2 things I want to mention here. These are the optional milestones. If I was doing this as my main save, I would probably, if I was going to have this save as my main save after I've completed the expedition, I would then look to complete these milestones. 1,200 Quicksilver is nice, and the other optional milestone was in phase, was it phase 4 then? Yes, it was. Embark upon another ship gives you an extra 500 and assortment of cakes, which is really good if you have the nutrient ingester. But let's claim the expedition Corvette rewards. We have completed the expedition. Nice and easy. So there you go, guys. That is the expedition done. I hope that these playthroughs / tutorials have helped you in some way complete it if you were struggling at any time. I hope you enjoyed the videos in general. I will see you in the next video where I'm probably going to look at all the rewards for completing this expedition. See you in the next one. Take care.